It is engineered to sway up to 3 times that, about 1.5 feet, or just under a half a meter in any direction to accommodate for its wind shielding. That is a sway that, yes, you will feel. It was the tallest tower in the world upon its completion in May 1973, then held on to that title for 25 years until 1998. No longer the tallest tower in the world, but still the tallest in Chicago. 1,454 feet, that's about 442 meters, with 110 stories, 104 elevators, over 16,000 bronze windows, 43,000 miles of telephone cable were in the Willis Tower. That's enough telephone cable to get you guys about 1/5 of the way to the moon. The Willis Tower also has enough concrete in it to build an 8-lane highway for about 5 miles. So long story short, it's big. I did say in the beginning that it was spelled Willis, but pronounced Sears. Why? Because it's the Sears Tower, period, end discussion. The building has been famously renamed, and real Chicagoans are famously not participating. It's pride. For 25 years, it was the tallest tower in the world. For those 25 years, it was the Sears Tower, not the Willis. But it has changed its name. The original namesake was Sears and Roebuck. They fully moved out of the building by the late 90s. At that time, it was the Blackstone Corporation that actually owned the tower. They put the naming rights of it on the market. Naming rights were then bought in 2009 by the British-owned Willis Insurance Agency. This is the same insurance agency that, fun fact, helped to insure the Titanic.
No.
Well, you know, don't think about it too much. You're on a boat. Up next on your right-hand side, the red granite facade for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Center, 1987, Fujikawa and Johnson. Designed with two 40-story towers, and between them, what used to be trading floors. Being trading floors, there could be no internal structural support. The columns were left open, column-free. They weren't there. As trading floors, you needed to see from one end to the other end where your teammates held up various hand signals telling you when to buy and sell your stock. Trading floors are supported not internally, but externally. In this case, mostly by the towers on either end. When you look up at these towers, you will notice serrated, jagged corners. This is a design element as a result of this little bridge house. Notice how close the red tower comes to the gray bridge house. Inches away. Because all of Chicago's bridge houses on the main branch and the south branch of our river have landmark status. You find one on your plot, you do not tear it down. You design more buildings to go around it. Up next on your right-hand side, as I mentioned earlier, one of my personal favorites, the Civic Opera Building, or Insole's Throne. Completed in 1929, designed by Graham Anderson Probst and White, designed with French Renaissance ornamentation, elements of Art Deco, and a very clear label for our convenience. Civic Opera Building. Using a V and not a U, because the U's in the Roman alphabet, and there is no U in the Roman alphabet. But on the other side of that building's 10-story wall is their over 3,500-seat auditorium, making them the second largest opera auditorium in the country. Number one, the Metropolitan in New York City, but only by about 300 some odd seats. The Civic Opera Building, though, is one of my favorite in Chicago because it is the centerpiece for my favorite urban legend in Chicago, the tale of Samuel Insull. Friendly reminders about Samuel. He was real, he was freaking rich, and he financed that building's construction. The urban legend comes in to explain why. My favorite version is that he did it all for love. Aww. For the love of his mistress, that is. Ooh, I know, it just got juicy. His mistress, according to this legend, was an opera singer in New York City. Also, according to the legend, New York hated her singing so much that once she signed up to audition, before she set foot onto stage to sing in her audition, her name was already crossed off. She was bad. When she learned that she never really had a shot, she gets embarrassed. She came to Chicago, she stormed into Samuel Insull's office, she flips her hair, and she said, "Samuel!" Oh. Look at Mistress, guys. She said, Samuel, New York has no culture, hun. They've turned their backs on me. They wouldn't know good singing if I smacked them upside the head. So fine, they won't get my good, great, incredible talent that is me. But you, Samuel, you need to step up to the plate. You need to find me a stage in Chicago, and let's show New York what they're missing. He said, babe, I can't throw you up on any stage. I have to build you the best. He did. He put up his $24 million. The Civic Opera Building opened up in 1929, and his mistress steps onto stage. She sings her first song, and guess what? New York was right, she was god-awful. Before she finished singing, we booed her off the stage. She ran off crying. 2 weeks later, stock market crashed, ushering in the Great Depression. It was her singing that did that, by the way. But once the stock market crashed, Samuel Insull lost his wealth, his power, his status. His wife and mistress left him, and then on more than one occasion he was sued. Financially ruined, he flees the U.S. in shame. Samuel Insull was not seen or heard from for about a decade, until somebody finally found him. He was dead on the subways of Paris. And the only thing left of Samuel Insull's once incredible wealth was 70 cents in his pockets from begging and Insull's throne, the Civic Opera Building in Chicago. Designed, they say, to look like a chair on purpose. The back of that chair could face east toward New York. As according to my favorite urban legend, New York turned its back on its mistresses. Terrible singing. First. It's my favorite urban legend.